to the podcast. I'm Corey.
I'm Jen.
I'm Natalie.
I'm Ginny, and we are the Art History Babes.
We are here to talk to you about our book that we wrote, The Honest Art Dictionary. And today's episode we're doing in podcast form as well as video form, so you can find us on YouTube, recording a video via Zoom. And we just wanted to take a few minutes and tell you about this thing that we created and also share some of our favorite passages. Each one of us chose our favorite passage by a different babe. So we just thought that would be a fun little thing to kind of introduce our creation to all of you listeners, viewers, art history, babes followers. So yeah, this is the book, The Honest Art Dictionary, a jovial trip through art jargon.
Pretty.
Jovial.
So jovial.
Always jovial.
If you know us.
It was jovial.
Yeah, and we've been in the process of creating this thing for over a year now, year and a half, I think.
Yep.
Is about right. And it came out September 1st, and the reception has been really wonderful so far. Does someone want to kind of give the people a rundown of what the concept of the book is?
I can give a rundown. Do you want me to give a rundown?
Give
Please.
a rundown.
We're begging for you to give a rundown, please.
Thank you. I had to be begged. So the art history babes wrote The Honest Art Dictionary, a jovial trip through art jargon. That word right there tips you off. Jargon, what is it? It's an annoying word that means that there's this sort of inaccessible vocabulary that is not for you. You must learn it. And that is what we wanted to dismantle with this book. Anyone who follows our podcast and listens to us, or just likes art or listens to our podcast, knows that things can get a little bit convoluted. Art language, it's almost like it's hard on purpose, because it is. And we said that's some BS, and we wanted to make it accessible. So think of the Honest Art Dictionary as an extension of the Art History Babes podcast, because that is what we have always strived to do with our podcast, is to talk about whatever the hell subject, art and murder, cubism. We want to tell you about it in a way that you can not only understand, but not feel condescended to, which is a big issue for some people when they think of art history.
I love that for the examples you jumped to murder. That was good.
We're on the mind, you know.
Sure.
It's spooky season. Oh, and can I point out that our book is a Virgo? Mm-hmm.
I know.
that's
In my
cute.
dad's birthday card this year, I said that I was glad that my book shares his birthday month, which I really just meant his astrological sign, but he wouldn't get that.
Our book is
Right.
a Virgo and our podcast is an Aries. That's fun.
I like
That
that
is fun.
energy. That's a good combo.
Yeah, that's good energy. That's intense energy.
It's big.
That's
And
powerful
just
energy.
like
Big.
those signs, they work well together, because as we try to be perfect, we don't always explain every word we use in the podcast, usually out of just excitement and, getting lost in our own thoughts. But now, if we say something and you don't quite know what it means, there's a good chance we took the time to explain it here. And that's kind of cool too.
Reference material.
Yeah. And non-dry reference material, ideally.
It's not dry.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's great.
Yes, and I think that's an important thing to point out as well, because not only accessibility, but also there's a lot of our personalities in this book. It is very much full of our opinions, full of our thoughts, and that's made very clear from the beginning. It's informative, but our personalities, our individual personalities, and our collective personality definitely shows through. And that was all, part of the concept, part of the idea.
We made sure of it.
Yeah. We certainly did.
Defended our voices with vigor.
Stay tuned for an episode about that.
Yes, we are going to do an episode down the line where we go into the process of writing the book and into the nitty gritty, which will be fun. But for today, we just thought it'd be a fun little. I need to stop saying fun. I say fun all the time. I'm really.
Stop it.
In the title.
Okay. I say nice too much. I say nice a lot. I'm realizing.
I know. I know. I'm just saying I need to expand my vocabulary to other words besides just.
I get that
fun.
vibe.
But it is fun. This is fun.
I'm
having fun. And so we thought it would be a good idea to each one of us chose our favorite entry by another babe, and we're going to share it with you. So I'll start. I chose an entry by Ginny, and it is also a word that I just love. It's just such a solid word to work into your vocabulary, and that is catalyst.
Oh, forgot about that one.
I love this one because it really tells a story. It really paints a whole picture, and I really appreciate that. So here we go. What does the word catalyst have to do with art? Well, a catalyst is a thing that can cause a change or reaction of some kind. Art can certainly be a catalyst. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I watched the reality TV dating game show The Bachelorette this past season. It was on, and I just got sucked in. And there was a big emotional art as catalyst moment for The Bachelorette. She was in a museum waiting for one of her contestants, and then contestants is crossed out. It says boyfriends to show up for their private date in a museum. Goals. Anyways, she's looking at a painting of Saint Catherine, who is reading the Bible and holding a sword while men are off fighting in the distance behind her. The Bachelorette starts crying because she feels she can relate to the martyred saint and later sends her date home. Although this made me want to laugh and scream at the same time, it's undeniable that the painting of St. Catherine was an emotional catalyst for the Bachelorette. Very true. On a more serious note, art can be a catalyst for societal and political change. The Women's March on January 21st, 2017 saw millions of protesters in streets across the world wearing knitted pussy hats, visual markers of a demand for change. Artists making work that draws attention to global issues such as climate change are part of a call for action. Art is always tied to political movements, uprisings, demonstrations, and protests. All of these events are catalysts. The art world gets its fair share of disses from people in politics, people who don't seem to recognize art's role in political change or take it very seriously. But every major socio-political movement has involved art in some integral way, making art an absolute catalyst.
Damn.
Don't forget.
I love that one too. That's a good one.
It is a good one because I love the full breadth of silly anecdote to actually this is really important.
Yeah.
And that nice definition. And now you can use the word catalyst in your daily life.
You too can use
so many
catalyst.
opportunities
Or
to use
you
that
can
word
use
these
it
days.
correctly.
Yeah.
An important thing to do as well.
Yeah.
Because I hear that word thrown around all the time, and I'm like, that's not.
No.
It's hard.
You should buy a book.
No, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
All right. I think Jenny's next.
Sure. So I selected a entry from our one of a kind, can't be beat, Jen.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
For a second, I thought you said can't be beat, and now I'm getting what you said. But yeah,
You can't beat her. You can't do it.
And
Don't try it. I'm wearing a Walter Mercado shirt, by the way. Which
Mucho amor.
talk about camp.
oh, so good.
and I'm
we
here.
should do a hot takes on Walter Mercado.
We should.
Yes. stop.
Aw. Save those tears for the episode.
I will.
So I picked a word that we all have talked about a lot. We think about it a lot. And this, I remember when Jen first wrote this and how passionate she was about this entry. And it's with good reason because it's beautiful. Okay. Meme, noun.
Yeah.
On the surface, memes, internet memes specifically, seem completely frivolous and mostly asinine. And don't get me wrong, they totally are. But there's so much more going on here, people. A meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads from person to person within a culture and conveys a theme or meaning. A meme acts as a unit for carrying a cultural idea, symbol, or practice that can be transmitted from one mind to another through writing, speech, gestures, rituals, or other imitable phenomena with a mimicked theme. The word meme was coined by British evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins and is a shortening of the ancient Greek word mimemi. I always want to
More
say
syllables.
things like they're Italian. It's ridiculous. Meaning imitated thing. Dawkins posited that evolution depended not on the particular chemical basis of genetics, but only on the existence of a self-replicating unit of transmission, the gene. Bet you didn't think we were going to talk evolutionary biology in this entry, huh? In terms of cultural evolution, Dawkins theorized that the meme exemplified another self-replicating unit with the potential to explain human behavior within the scope of cultural development. Phew, I am already winded. So, if the meme acts as a unit of cultural transmission, what do you suppose is the vehicle for this transmission? The kings of copycatting, humans. That's right. We evolved to be damn good at copying information and behavior. Monkey see, monkey do, remember? But we aren't perfect, so memes modify and change over time, creating new memes in the process. But wait, what about internet memes? I'm getting there. We love them. Internet memes are where we get to see this phenomena in action on a daily basis. Even if you've avoided social media like the plague, you have definitely seen an internet meme. Usually these feature an image or scene from pop culture that is instantly recognizable and is accompanied by some kind of humorous text. Said images are hugely exploitable, are easy to modify, change, and send off into the vast internet social network where they rapidly spread, change, and spread some more, like a virus, hence go viral. Internet memes are not only fascinating, they are also art, in all caps. We at the AHB believe that they have become the manifestations of some form of neo-Dada. Memes are geared toward the absurd, and the more absurd, the better. As seen in times of great uncertainty, we turn toward the absurd when we can no longer make sense of the world. We are currently in such a time in human history, so next time you see a funny meme, recognize it as the art that it is and send it to your friends, because we all need a good laugh while we watch the world burn.
Yeah.
It's
Those
like,
words hit so much harder now.
woo!
Oh boy.
It's
You
equal
guys, she wrote
parts.
that not in 2020.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so you'll notice that that's long as hell.
yes.
And
But it needed to be. It
Okay.
needs to be. Every single word in this entry is absolutely necessary.
and I needed to fight for it to be long. But that being said, I'm scared because I wrote that in November and I didn't know what was gonna happen.
No clue.
No!
No way to know. No way to know.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. That was great. Thank you for reading that very long entry that I forced into our book.
It's such a good entry. It's such a good blend of humor and information and kind of setting it in its like very important role in like cultural studies and hitting on a lot of like poignant kind of feelings of anxiety that we have, you know? So it's a good one.
I saw a really good meme tweet something recently that was talking about like the different forms of art, and it was like theater is art that's by poor people for rich people. Opera is by rich people for rich people. And then it was like memes by poor people for poor people. I was like, yes.
I saw that one too. That was good.
Yeah. All right. Jen, what do you got?
God, okay, I don't think that this is going to come as a surprise to anybody, but I chose an entry by Natalie that heavily featured a very important toy that is important to me and many people who are going to watch this video. Which
this didn't even occur to me, and I'm so glad you picked this one.
Which is miniature. I love small stuff.
You do.
Oh my God, I love it. So I'm going to read it. As a child who grew up playing with Polly Pockets, Hit Clips, and Hot Wheels, we 90s kids survived so many choking hazards. It's true. I fully understand the appeal of a good miniature. Making an object that's otherwise ordinary, mini, has become a staple in our current culture, and the term miniature has come to encompass anything made smaller than normal. Just think about it. Mini soda cans, mini muffins, sliders. Clearly I'm hungry. We're kind of obsessed with making things mini. In art history terms, miniature usually refers to one of two separate painting styles. The first began in 13th century Persia, and the second originated in 16th century Europe. Both traditions stemmed from illuminated manuscripts. The paintings ranged roughly between 1 and 10 inches, or 3 and 25 centimeters tall for the rest of the world listeners. And were valued for their portability. I just inserted that because I was just
no, that was great. I wish I had thought of that. That was brilliant.
Persian artists learned to paint at miniature painting schools, where each school taught its own unique style of painting. And by this, I do not mean a painting school for ants, but a school that taught the miniature painting tradition. In Western traditions, these paintings were generally portraits that would represent allegiances. These miniatures could be carried in a special case or even worn in a pendant around the neck. So by this logic, I was saying more than I intended by wearing that Polly Pocket pendant as a child. It's so good!
Polly Pocket.
Wait,
it's coming. I'm so excited.
I got
Oh boy, yeah!
Dude.
Oh my God.
For anyone who was not alive in the 90s to experience this extreme choking hazard, look at this toy that we used to play with.
I
we
loved
were
them.
so small.
Memories.
Me too.
I
I
love them
loved
so
it.
much.
How did I not eat Polly?
She's begging to be swallowed.
You right in that
She's
moment.
pill-sized.
Right in that moment, you reminded me of that scene from Parks and Rec where Leslie's drunk and she's like, "What is that?"
What is this?
Is that at the Snake Hole Lounge?
No, it's a different one. But she just like gets into the screen. And she's like, "What is that?" And she has just like a little miniature, like thing, like person. I don't even know. I don't know.
Polly Pocket. Probably Polly Pocket.
Could have been.
What is it? I don't know. I'm gonna splice it into the video, that scene.
Please.
Perfect.
You should. And then we should Google what is it. I guarantee there's like a whole thread about people like trying to guess what it is.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
I've done that more than once and like gone down rabbit holes. Sometimes you get great information. Sometimes everyone's like pulling their hair out.
I love it so much. Anything that mentions Polly Pocket, I'm like, yes. Yes.
Good stuff.
Glad to do that for you, Jen.
I'm sure there are also like plenty of people out there that are like Polly Pocket connoisseurs that like still like collect them and like have massive, I wonder how expensive they are now. I wonder.
Okay, so I'll tell you because They're expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured.
I don't even want to talk about it, actually.
I put all of my my eggs into the Beanie Babies basket, and I don't think they're worth it. Are they worth anything? Yeah. See, I went wrong. I should have known.
Some, like if you have like certain very rare ones, I think they
Like
are.
with the little tag covers on the ears.
The Princess Diana one with like a little rose, and it's.
Are you talking about that because of the Broad City episode?
Yes.
That's a good one. All right. Should we get back to our book?
Yes, book.
Yeah.
All right. So like the typical last person ordering at a restaurant, I was like between two and couldn't decide, and I'm going to go with the longer one because everyone else went with a long one and I don't want to be left out. So I chose from our dear Corey, and I chose intertextuality, which is a noun, in which I want to be acknowledged as brave for choosing just because that word alone is hard to say after a beer. So, starts with, oh, damn it, this is why I shouldn't have picked this one. Because now I have to sing.
No going back. No going back. You did it.
Yeah.
Can you sing it? Can you sing it?
You can sing it. You can sing
fine.
it.
You can sing it.
Let's talk about text, baby.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You can sing the rest in your head. Intertextuality is a literary device wherein an author uses another text to shape their own text meaning. The most obvious and intentional forms of this practice include the use of quotes, allusion, translation, or parody. One text uses another previous text in order to create a connection, which then affects the audience's understanding of that text. Literature and visual art operate in similar ways. They are both methods of sharing ideas and telling stories, and they often interact with one another. So it's fitting that the term intertextuality made its way into the art world. A straightforward example of intertextuality in art is the widespread parody of the graphic artist Shepard Fairey's 2008 Hope poster designed for the presidential campaign of Barack Obama. The iconic poster depicts a stylized portrait of Obama rendered in blue, red, and beige. The word hope is written across the bottom. Other artists have parodied the poster endlessly, using portraits of such varied characters as Batman's the Joker, Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman, love that example, the adult animation series, and former President George W. Bush. Fairey's original image is undeniably powerful and intrinsically political. Any parody of the image is automatically working with the work's original context to create a new meaning. It's intertextual. In the last half century or so, the term intertextuality has broadened in meaning to describe the ways in which the whole of culture interacts, be it text, art, music, theater, or cultural tradition. It is a massively important concept in the postmodern world. This is because postmodernism brought to light the idea that nothing is created in a vacuum and nothing is truly original. All art interacts and stems from that which came before it. Intertextuality is also becoming an increasingly popular term in academic circles, especially because interdisciplinary studies are so hot right now, and the interaction of different disciplines involves the interaction of text, baby.
Yeah.
It's a goodie, man. I was just using the term not in a vacuum today, and anything that brings up that nothing happens in a vacuum has
not in a
book.
vacuum. We're not in a vacuum.
No one. Who have you ever seen in a vacuum?
I've never seen anyone in a vacuum.
Me either. Never. Not once.
Stop
My
it.
27 years.
Stop it. Oh, all right. So yeah, that was fun. I liked doing that. What a fun.
I
We should
know.
read our book to each other when we are together.
Yeah.
Before bed.
Seriously.
Like, once upon a time.
Until we all fall asleep.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed either listening to that or watching us on the YouTube. If you haven't yet, check out our book. It's available all sorts of places. There will be a link in the description below for you so you can get your own copy. For all of those who already have it, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. This has been such a wild thing for us to experience, especially right now in 2020, and having your support means everything. Also, if you have gotten it and you feel some type of way about it, consider writing us a review on Amazon or Goodreads. That would be awesome of you.
Yes, and quick shout out to our illustrator, Carmen Casado, who did some awesome illustrations. Maybe we could do a follow-up video where we each choose our favorite print and talk about it, and then read the text.
I was just going to say, I think Ginny's holding up my favorite one right now. I love that one.
It's so good.
Come on. I totally agree. Didn't we talk about how this reminds us of that Duchamp piece? So it technically, I don't know, maybe I said that to someone else. So you could add another term.
Maybe it was.
It's also slightly Duchampian.
All right. So yeah, thank you all, and check it out, the Honest Art Dictionary.
Love you. Peace.
Bye.
I have the book up at the right.
Okay, let's. Yeah.
All right, cue Darude Sandstorm. Can you get the right Darude Sandstorm?
I'm sure I can find a version that we can use.
Like a MIDI file.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Mine's backwards. Why is that happening?
What do you mean?
Opposite.
No, it's not.
It's yours all look normal and mine looks backwards to me.
Yeah, it's fine,
I
Jen.
love you so much.
It's fine.
The art history